Hello students, today I am going to discuss about journal entries for complex transactions, majorly where you will have composite entries, more than one debit and one credit. And if you have not seen my previous videos, you can just go and check the videos where I have explained you about the rules about journal entries and entries for simple transactions. So before we start about the complex transaction, I would again explain you the rules about debit and credit. Generally, we don't follow the normal golden rules. I have explained in my previous videos as well. So what we do is we have categorized all the accounts into five categories: assets, income, liabilities, expenses, capital. So the asset is always a debit balance. Any increase in asset is debit and any decrease in asset is credit. In case of income, it is a credit balance. Any increase is credit, any decrease is debit. In case of liabilities, it is a credit balance. Any increase in liability is credit and any decrease in liability is debit. In case of expense, it is a debit balance. Any increase in debit is debit. Any decrease in expense is credit. In case of capital, it is a credit balance. Any increase in capital is credit and any decrease in capital is debit. So these are the thumb rule which we need to remember while making the journal entries. Okay. Now let's get into the transactions. First example, sold to Mohan goods worth rupees 10,000 with 3% cash discount and received 9,700 net on account by check. So what is happening in this transaction? Sold to Mohan goods. So what is happening? Sales, correct? The company's or the business sales is increasing because you are selling to Mohan. Okay. So what is the thumb rule we have learned? Income, it is a credit balance. Any increase, it has to be credit. So sales is an income here. So increase, it is an credit, right? We have to make sales account credit. By what amount? 10,000 rupees. Okay. Even though we have received 9,700 from the customer, we have given a discount of 3%. Okay. But the sales is 10,000 rupees. Okay. Now coming to the discount part, there is an increase in discount. It is an expense, and the thumb rule says that expense is a debit balance and any increase in expense is always debit. So here discount, because it is increasing, or you can say it's a loss, increase, hence debit of 3,300. Now coming to the another account, that is bank, because we have received money 9,700. So bank is an asset for us. Bank is an asset which is debit balance. Any increase in asset is debit. Hence in this case also, as bank we are receiving 9,700, it is a debit. That means if there is an increase in asset, hence it is debit. So what is the final entry we are going to post? The final entry what we are going to post is bank account debit 9,700, the money what we have received. Discount account rupees 300, the loss or the expense incurred by the company. To sales 10,000 rupees. Okay, that is the income. Correct. So this is the entry for the transaction. Now let's go through second example. Purchase goods from ABC company for rupees 50,000. Paid cash rupees 20,000 and remaining amount will be paid after 30 days. Okay. So purchase good from ABC company for rupees 50,000. So you're buying goods for rupees 50,000. But what is happening? You are paying only cash 20,000 and remaining is on credit. That means after 30 days you are going to pay. So there are three accounts which is going to be impacted. What are the three accounts? The first one is purchase inventory. That means whatever you are buying from the vendor, it is inventory for you and that is an asset for you. So what is happening here? Asset is increasing, right? So increase in asset is always a debit, right? Hence this is debited here. What is the amount? The total amount of goods you are buying is rupees 50,000. Hence debit is 50,000. Now, are you paying cash 50,000 rupees? No. So cash outflow or decrease in cash is only rupees 20,000 rupees, because that you are paying in cash The remaining is on credit. So here the asset decrease is always credit, reverse of increase. Correct? So 20,000 rupees is credit. Then ABC Co, who is your creditor, because he has given this goods on credit. And what is the amount of credit he has given? 50,000 minus 20,000. That is what you paid in cash. The remaining is on credit. And ABC Limited, being a creditor, is a liability for the company, and it is increasing. Correct? Because of this transaction, the liability for the company has increased by 30,000 rupees. And increase in liability is always a credit. Okay, so what is the final accounting entry we're going to post now? Purchase inventory account debited 50,000. To cash, what you paid in cash 20,000. To ABC co-creditor, who is the vendor for the company, or you can say increase in liability 30,000 rupees. Question number 3. Salary for the month of March payable to employees is 1 lakh rupees. Okay, I repeat it again. Salary for the month of March payable, it is not paid. Payable to employees is 1 lakh. Tax to be deducted from salary is 12,000 rupees. So this is the tax which will be deducted from salary and then to be deposited to the government account, which is the tax on salary. Net amount to employees, that means the net amount payable to employees is 1 lakh minus 12,000 is 88,000 rupees. So what journal entry we are going to post for this transaction? Okay, so here if you see salary is a cost or expense for the company or for the business. So any increase in expense, correct? Any increase in expense is always debit. So what we are going to do here, salary expense increase debit. Debit by what amount? 1 lakh rupees. That is the expense for the company, right? Now, what amount I am going to show payable to employees? Now, as we can't go and credit to each and every employee, we are creating a different ledger called as employee salary outstanding ledger. This is equal to representative personal account. Okay, for a group of people, we are creating one account here. Okay, and this is a liability account, correct? Because you have to pay to the employees. So liability is increasing, right? Liability increase is always credit. So here liability is increasing by what amount? 88,000 rupees. This is the payment what you're going to do to the employees, not the 1 lakh rupees, right? Because after deduction of tax, you are going to pay 88,000 rupees. So you have to show liability to employees is 88,000 rupees. Tax payable to government. This also increase. It's a liability, right? Payable to government. So increase in liability is credit 12,000 rupees, right? So what is the final journal entry we're going to post now? Salary expense account debited 1 lakh. This is the expense for the business. Correct? To tax payable 12,000 which will be paid to the government. To salary outstanding account 88,000 which will be payable to the employees. So you can understand here, increase in liability is credit and increase in expense is debit. Now coming to the next question. Question number 4. Rajesh, customer. Okay, so Rajesh is the customer to the business, owed rupees 50,000 rupees. That means the business has to receive 50,000 rupees from Rajesh, and he made the final payment of rupees 40,000 and remaining amount is not paid by him. That means remaining 10,000 is not recoverable. It's bad debt. Bad debt means you are not going to get this money anymore from Rajesh. So the final settlement or the final amount what he has paid to the business is 40,000 and remaining 10,000 is loss for the business. So what we are going to do here? The first impact is cash, correct? So you are receiving 40,000 from Rajesh. So increase in assets, increase in asset is always a debit, correct? That is what we learned, right? Asset is always a debit balance. Increase in asset is debit, correct? Increase in asset is debit. So debited rupees 40,000. What is the amount you are receiving? You are receiving is 40,000. So you have to debit 40,000. Now Rajesh, who is a customer, is an asset for the company, right? Any customer outstanding is an asset because that has to be converted within 12 months or within a shorter period. So Rajesh's customer has decreased because he paid 40,000. At the same time, 10,000 he is asking you to write off. That means he can't pay for it. So in my books, I can't show Rajesh outstanding for 10,000 rupees because I know that the 10,000 is not recoverable. So I'll reverse all total amount outstanding from Rajesh. So decrease assets, credit 50,000 because I know that I am not going to get any single rupee more beyond 40,000 rupees. Hence 10,000 rupees I can't show as balance outstanding from Rajesh. So I have to create 50,000 credit, right? At the same time, I will create bad debt of 10,000 rupees, bad debt is a loss for the company. So any loss or expenses, if there is an increase, it's a debit. Correct? So here it will be debited 10,000 rupees. That's a loss for the company or loss for the business. So what is the entry we're going to post? Cash account debited 40,000, bad debt 10,000, to Rajesh 50,000. Cash because asset increase, bad debt because loss increase, and to Rajesh asset decreased by 50,000 rupees as the business is not going to recover any other amount from the customer. Next question, question number 5. Machine purchased for rupees 10,000, depreciation at 10%. Okay, machine purchased for rupees 10,000, depreciation at 10%. So machinery, the machine which you are purchasing is an asset for the company, and any increase in asset is always debit. Any increase in the asset is always debit. So increase of asset, debit rupees 10,000, right? This is the value of the asset. Now, to procure this asset, have you paid cash? The answer is yes. So if you have paid cash, cash is an asset, right? Here asset was increasing, here asset is decreasing. So decrease in an asset is always a credit, correct? Increase is debit, decrease in asset is credit. So the first entry what we are going to post is machinery account debited 10,000 to cash 10,000. Increase in asset, decrease in asset. Value same. Okay. The next part is depreciation at the rate of 10%. What is depreciation? It is a wear and tear loss, or you can say the decrease in value of the asset because of use of the asset. So depreciation says 10%. So 10% on what value? Cost of acquisition, cost of the machine. So 10% on 10,000 is 1,000 rupees. And what entry we are going to post? Because depreciation is in a loss, any loss or increase in loss or expense, what is the balance? Debit. It is expense is debit balance, any increase in expense is debit. So here it will be debited, and the entry what you're going to post is depreciation account debited 1,000 to machinery 1,000. Coming to the last example, you can say here, check here, paid for in cash, charity, postage, rent, right? Different amount, 1,000, 2,000, 5,000. So what entry we're going to post here? It is very easy entry here. All the three are expenses. Any increase in expense is always debit, correct? Any increase is always debit. Hence, charity, postage and rent, these are increasing, hence it is debit. At the same time, the company is paying by cash. Cash is an asset. Any decrease in assets is credit, correct? So what is the final entry we're going to post now? Charity account debited 1,000, postage expense account debited 2,000, rent account debited 5,000. These all are expenses, hence debited. To cash, the asset which has reduced or decreased is 8,000 rupees. Okay, so that's all on the complex side. If you want to know more about any complex transaction, then in the comment box you can ask me few transactions which I can help you in preparing the journal entry with explaining about that. And please go through the previous videos where you get more clarity about journal entries. Thank you.